Welcome to the 13th episode of Cautionary Tales from the Red Chair. Not 13, no, it's 12, right?
I don't know.
12?
I just keep expecting a banner with some confetti.
I think it's 12.
Well, it may be 12 that we've uploaded, but...
Yeah, we've recorded many, many more than that.
Yeah. You'll have to buy the director's cut to hear those, though.
So I'm going to go with 12. Why not?
Okay.
All right, we're going to go...
Make it a baker's dozen.
Well, that'd be 13, wouldn't it?
I know.
Oh, all right.
Oh, so you just want to do the straight dozen. All right. Let's see where you're going.
Hey, I'm not a baker.
Start the show, man.
Oh, okay. The 12th edition of Cautionary Tales from the Red Chair. Brought to you by Jake.
And Sam.
So, yeah, that got off to an amazing start.
It did.
We take a week off, we get all rusty.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all your fault. Why the hell did you have to go on vacation? Go tour the state of great places and great faces. South Dakota.
I was wondering if you were going to do it or not. Well, it was a good time.
That's all you're going to divulge about it?
Well, I don't know what else to say.
So you saw the great faces.
Huh?
You saw the great places.
I did.
You stole a rock.
Yes, I did.
From the Badlands. $25,000 fine, you told me?
I think they said 5 years, or up to 5 years in prison and $20,000.
$20,000.
Yeah.
That's where I got the 5 from. Was the years in prison.
Hopefully the FBI isn't listening to this.
Nobody's listening to this.
Exactly. I've seen what our ratings are.
We're lucky we got double-digit views.
Well, that's just because I use every computer I see. Hey, look, we got another guy.
Keep refresh.
Thumbs up, bitches.
I got like 15 Google accounts, like Yahoo accounts.
Exactly.
Right now, just liking it all day.
Fucking right.
Well, I should apologize. Then I don't have to apologize to the listeners.
Yeah, I'm the listener.
For having the air conditioner on. It's wicked hot today.
And I'm going to be so pissed off about that when I listen to this.
You're gonna be like, God damn.
I'm writing a letter.
Well, you can tweet us. We have a Twitter account I set up.
What?
For the podcast.
No way.
Yeah, it's at Red Chair Tales.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Where do I put the hashtag?
At the end of your message, I believe. I haven't tweeted anything.
And so it's a very used account, apparently.
I don't know how to use it, to tell you the truth.
Well, we had too many emails coming in and letters, so you wanted to simplify things than 140 characters or less, or what?
No,
Show is shitty. Don't waste time.
Yep, exactly.
Hashtag sucks.
Please retweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find some 15-year-old Asian kid to show me how to use this Twitter.
Hey, you look tech savvy.
Yes, exactly. How do you tweet? You twit?
Oh, God.
Well, so, they can always tweet us at Red Chair Tales.
And we might respond if we can figure out how to fucking use it.
I haven't opened it up in a long time.
Well, it's a good thing that we tell people to do that on our 12th episode.
Well, I just finally set it up.
So they've already got over half a day's worth of listening, and then they're like, oh, I can talk to these guys.
Exactly. I've had so much I wanted to say. So I guess it's J cubed at Red Chair Tales. That's what it is. I have 0 followers, 0 tweets. 0 following.
I have just as many of you, and I don't even have an account. I feel like I'm ahead of the game already.
Technically, you do have an account, because this isn't my account. This is for the podcast. This isn't Jake Jelinski.
No, once again, just the talent. I don't handle any of the behind the scenes.
Yeah. I'm going to put that on my resume now.
Yeah.
Be a podcast producer. And
might as well. I'll put down stagehand and talent.
But the only reason I wouldn't want to put it down as a reference is because the potential employer might be like,
yeah, if they listen to it.
Like, let me check this out. I just
this weird conspiracy theory motherfucker.
Yeah, I got 2. I got one where I just ramble on about conspiracies, and then I got another one where I talk to my buddy about conspiracies, and I try to wield those in. We talk about other stuff.
Well, I was going to hire him, but on the second episode, he talked about fingering his girlfriend.
Jalapeno hole.
It wouldn't take them long to do too much research on that one and find out you're not business material.
Yeah, exactly.
You can wrap a turd up in a suit, and it's still a turd in a suit, man.
With long curly hair.
Yep. Big curly.
Big curly. That's how your neighbor described me.
That's great.
But I do have to say, when you were in South Dakota, it was a joy dog sitting your dog, Diego.
He was fun.
Oh, just a gorgeous little pit bull.
Little, huh? You're probably one of the only people that's ever described him that since he was 6 months old.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of a big guy, and I could bear hug him and carry him if I had to.
Yeah, that is true. I'd probably give you the upper hand on that one.
He still thinks he's a lap dog, which is hilarious.
Yeah, he does.
And it works kind of for me, because I got a big lap.
He's a cuddler.
But for most people, like a little 100-pound girl would just be swallowed up. But he'll try to cuddle.
Yeah, he will.
Not even cuddle, he'll try to meld.
Yeah, I think that's the funniest thing. Like, he'll sit there and push as hard as he can on you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what his thought process is one of these times, if he pushes hard enough, the two shall become one. And then he never has to be alone again.
That's his ultimate fear.
Yeah, exactly.
To be alone. Yeah, it was just kind of strange. He obviously didn't eat the first day, so I just kept feeding him treats. Like, here, you're going to waste away.
No wonder why he wouldn't eat his fucking food. It's like, this is awesome. If I don't eat that shit, I get the good stuff.
Don't waste away, you 100-pound pit bull.
Yeah, exactly. He's only like 97 pounds. I mean, good God. I think I should be getting animal cruelty on that one.
No. I'm animal gluttony.
Yeah, exactly.
He is imbibing in the 7th deadly sin. Is it 7th? I don't know which exactly sin.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Is. It's one of the 7 deadly sins.
You could probably put sloth on that one too, so.
Yeah. What's in the box? What's in the box? Sorry.
Oh, it's funny on how many people don't know that reference.
That is true.
That was one of the best movies.
By far. And just Kevin Spacey, creepy as all.
Oh, yeah, he plays an awesome creepy dude. Not as good as Usual Suspects, though. That has got to be my all-time favorite Kevin Spacey movie.
What about K-Pax?
Yeah, no.
No K-Pax?
No.
He was an alien.
Yeah, well, I understand
maybe.
this.
Who do you think he was?
You like fruit a little bit too much.
Crazy? Well, when you're a space traveler, it's just like being a traveler of the seas. You got to eat fruit to prevent the scurvy.
Ooh, never thought of that.
See?
I'm going to start eating more fruit.
You better. You got the scurvs.
Got the scurvy. I was wondering what this shit was. I thought Leah gave me some. But
Nope, just a lack of vitamin C.
yeah, I went to the bathroom the other day and went, that cheating bitch.
I thought you knew where she got that. It was the waiter at Red Lobster.
That's how I got my free meal.
That dirty fucker.
Now I want another meal.
Yeah, exactly. Now I got crabs. Can I get a lobster for these crabs?
That's gross. Oh, okay. So this is going to be our most sophomoric episode yet.
Well, it's 12. We got to act
true.
like we're 12.
That is true. Oh.
So what do you have, some highfalutin thing you want to talk about?
I do, actually.
What's that?
I am starting a boycott of UPS.
Do tell.
I
I use UPS hundreds of times a day.
Today,
For my job.
though, UPS came out and saying that they're blaming the healthcare law for losing money. So, what was it? They are going to, what is it? Thousands of spouses and families are going to be dropped from their medical programs.
Because they can't afford them.
That's what they claim. So what they're going to do is they're going to set up a medical program where basically the worker is the only person that can get the medical coverage. It will not be offered for family or spouses.
That is insane.
Yeah. So basically, to the people that actually get these kind of jobs, because that's one of the big reasons they stick with the shitty job.
Yeah, exactly. Who wants to be a fucking delivery man except for they gave you great fucking coverage?
Yeah, you get good health care, you get good benefits,
Yeah.
and you get moderate pay.
exactly.
So, I mean, those are partially the reasons that people actually take these jobs. I think they're going to have a backlash on this one, though. I think they're actually going to find out that people are going to stop using them as much, and that they're going to have people jump and ship to a different company. I mean, think about it this way. If you're a 15-year driver for them or something like that, and you've got kids that are in school right now, you really want to have all this shit dropped. When you look at someplace like, FedEx and just be like, hey, I got 15 years of experience. I know every single road in this town. You want another driver?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not enough jobs to accommodate all those.
Not all of them, no. But I have a feeling they're going to have a lot of people jumping ship because of that.
Well, hopefully a lot of people jump ship on which carrier they choose to ship with.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because most people thought, Obamacare was a great thing. And that's for them to think that. I really don't. But...
what was it? Right here. 15,000 spouses and family members is what they claim.
15,000?
Yeah. Throughout their workforce, there's going to be over 15,000 people that are going to lose coverage because of this.
Huh.
So if that tells you, that's a lot of people comparatively to how many people they have working there.
Well,
you know what I mean?
A shitload of doctors retiring before this hits, too, just because it's going to be such a shit show. I mean, frankly, I almost think it's designed to bankrupt this goddamn country the way it's written.
Yeah, it was...
I mean, it's Bob Dole's plan. It can't be good. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, let's call a spade here. I mean, fuck, I don't give a fuck who institutes it.
I just wish that people could see your eyes when you said that. The hatred for Bob Dole. The most plain yogurt fucking guy in America.
Fucking war hero. The whole nine. I'm just like...
And you're just like, that motherfucker.
That's fucking Bob Dole's plan. I go pure socialism.
Jeez.
I want universal health care. I want to quit bombing brown people, and I want to take care of us. That's the platform I'm running on, sir.
Oh.
Stop bombing brown people and other flavors of vanilla. Like the Balkans.
I think we should spend at least a quarter less on the military and just pay for everybody's health care to begin with.
Yeah, that's one of the first things England did after they got carpet bombed. And let's not rebuild their infrastructure. No, let's give everybody fucking health care so they can be healthy. And then guess what?
That didn't work at all.
No. Well, now they're being tore down from the inside out by the banksters.
Oh, yeah.
Just like we all are, sir.
Yeah. It's going to happen one way or another. It always happens in any kind of society. People get too big for their britches and have to be shot.
That is true. Are you speaking of the populace getting too comfortable and lackadaisical, or are you speaking of to the authority figures?
People in power right now
are getting too
it might not be their or it might not be them. It might maybe the next generation that's going to have it happen. But, I mean, you can only poke the bear so many times before it wakes up and mauls your fucking face.
And it's getting pretty fucking close. It was on the verge, and then they threw up that black puppet, and everybody got all, complacent again. Like, oh, everything's going to be different, even though he's fucking worse.
Yeah.
In all intents and purposes. Well, he's a better prompter reader. The difference
between what I see Obama doing and what I saw George W. do is at least George W. came out and said, this is what I'm doing. What the fuck are you going to do?
That is true. He was a little more... just out there.
Yeah, and Obama comes out and he's like, no, I'm doing this for you guys. I said I was going to do it, so this is what I'm doing. And then he goes back into his little cabinet and he's like, I'm not fucking doing that.
and guess what the best part is? If they call me an asshole, guess what? I'll say they're racist.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't like my policies you don't like Obamacare? You racist.
I mean, there are a lot of things that are just absolutely fucking hilarious that people hate him for. Like, thinking that he's not an American citizen and that kind of stuff. I mean...
He's not an American citizen.
On. You guys need to fucking grow up and actually bitch about something that's real.
Hey, I heard, the latest thing I heard is there's this cat out of New Jersey that actually threw in an affidavit and, cited all these reasons as to why it was, he couldn't be... this birth certificate wasn't real, the one they sent out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's whatever. That's not the point. The real interesting part of it that I caught on this whole Obama thing was he's not actually from Kenya, even though his papers and his book said he was.
Mm-hmm.
what I heard is he's actually truly an American, but his father is a communist porn producer. And there's actually, you can Google it, and there's actually photos of his mom naked, like porn photos of Obama's mom naked.
Sweet.
So you can Google that shit. The NSA might come down on your house.
Yeah.
But it's out there if you want to Google it.
You're going to get fucking audited.
Isn't that creepy? I actually saw the president's mom naked.
Like now, or?
No, back in the day. Back in the day.
I was going to say, you're fucking sick.
Because I guess even Obama's dad, you know, who they say was, you know, his dad, Barack Obama, whatever, junior or senior, whatever the fuck they called him. I think it was senior, right?
Yes, because he's
the first Barack Obama.
Yes, he'd be senior.
So I guess he even got kicked out of the country because they realized that the marriage was a sham and Obama wasn't actually his kid.
Motherfucker.
That's according to the conspiracy, but the most titillating part was Obama's mama's titties.
Mm-hmm. I would see how that's titillating.
But like, what about that birther you sent me that article of?
Oh,
Ted Cruz.
Yeah, the Texas guy
who's a Canadian.
Yeah, he's got dual citizenship. He's a Canadian and American, apparently, and I'm not understanding quite how that works. I understand that there's some people that have the dual citizenship because of business and stuff like that, where they actually do live, you know, half the year here, half the year there, that kind of stuff.
Well,
but to a senator? What the? I just don't understand how you can be a dual citizen. But the real weird part about it is how nobody realized it until now.
Yeah, that is true.
Like how it didn't have to come out that he wasn't a full American citizen, that he actually got his American citizenship and he still has a Canadian citizenship.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how that never came out in his whole, you know,
running for Senate.
Yeah. I mean, in Texas especially. Would you not, you know...
Because they probably didn't do that.
I mean, in one of his rallies, though, wouldn't you fucking figure it out when he just yells at somebody, hey, pick that litter up?
But if you think...
know, like...
Well, I mean, to think about it, he's the Republican.
Yeah, he is.
So, the guy running against him is going to be a Democrat. And he's going to
find... no balls.
No, that's true. But you can also see it as the Democrat looks at it and goes, okay, he's an American and Canadian dual citizen. That does not disqualify you from being senator, so how is that applicable to the race?
Yeah, that's true.
You're basically lowering your standards to a he's not American argument, and you're gonna lose every time because that is just ignorant. But it works in Texas,
unless you're Donald Trump for some reason.
I don't know,
and I think that's just because he has enough money to keep going on TV. Like people still want to hear him.
The only reason he came out with that bullshit birther was to hype his show and to discredit that actual real investigation that the sheriff of New Jersey was doing, that they started way back then. That's the whole reason he did that. Just as a distraction. He's just pathetic.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you that. I don't know how anybody does business with him because that's...
Is he really in business anymore? Isn't he just a celebrity? I don't think anybody could trust him to do business. Didn't he? Well, I suppose he's just got enough money from his celebrity appearances where now he can just buy shit again and be like, hey, this is mine, and put his name on it.
Yeah.
But the last I heard, you know, like he always, whenever there's a board involved, he always seems to get voted out.
Well, that's pretty evident. They're just looking at me going, why would we put a golden elevator in there?
Yeah.
Like, what was it? They had one of those magazine strips of like the top 10 rich houses or whatever, and they had Donald Trump's in there. He's got apartments, or an apartment over Central Park, where he's got 3 floors of the building.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean...
And, I mean, in his bathroom, he's got solid gold fixtures, he's got a solid gold toilet, solid gold shower, all that kind of shit.
That's fuck you money.
Yeah.
No wonder he's such a cunt.
His daughter, Ivana, was in a...
Ivana, isn't that his ex-wife?
Maybe. Okay, well, the daughter, the blonde one that's on The Apprentice with him, I don't know what her name is.
Don't watch that.
But she was on a documentary that I watched about the richest kids in the country. It was done by the kid... Well, I guess... No, the last kid in the line of... what family was that? It's the guy that built Grand Central Station.
I was going to say Rockefeller?
No.
Carnegie?
That could be it. But basically, the whole documentary was done because he said that he walked up to his dad one day and said, "Dad, what should I do with my life?" And his dad, all he's ever done is like arts. He's painted and he's sculpted and all this kind of stuff. And his dad said, "Find a hobby and do it." Because they never had to work a day in their life.
Vanderbilt.
Yes, there we go. But yeah, his family still owns it. And a bunch of other shit in New York City. And, they're just fucking loaded.
Yeah.
So they never have to work a day in their life. So his hobby that he did was starting to make movies. So his documentary was going around to all the other rich kids.
Yeah.
And seeing what they wanted to do with their lives and how they spent their lives. And, the differential between the poor and the rich like that. When he was talking to Trump, she was showing him the apartment and the room that she used to live in when she was a girl. Mm-hmm. Funny part about this is she has 3 rooms in this apartment still.
Okay.
But she hasn't lived there for years because she has her own place now.
But they just keep them there because what's the bother?
Yes. And all of them still have all of the fucking...
Well, she wasn't going to move her shit.
No.
She was just going to buy new shit when she moved into a new place.
Yeah.
That's how them fucking 1%ers do it, sir.
Well, no, I'm not kidding you. They literally had all the posters on the walls and everything.
Like all of her teen beat.
Yeah. Because she had her little kid.
Then?
Well, she had her little kid room, and then she had a teenager room, and then
the grown.
Yeah.
That is bad.
And it went from the lowest floor to the highest floor, and all of them were overlooking Central Park.
So the bottom floor was like all rainbows,
like stuffed animals and pink room, and
the middle floor was not Justin Timberlake. What would it be? JTT, Justin Taylor
Kids
Thomas.
on the Block.
Yeah, 98 degrees.
No, that's a little
older.
Yeah, that's a lot older. We're talking about shit like I was to say, New Kids on the Block.
How old is she?
Our age?
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose. Well, 90 degrees is like high school, wasn't it? For us? Yeah. How about Snow?
Belle Biv DeVoe.
Ooh, Arrested Development. Tennessee.
Love it. Yeah, and it was just kind of funny, the whole point of what I was saying, though. It's just kind of funny how they do that kind of stuff where they don't even take anything from it. They're just like, fuck it. Let's just buy a whole new room. And then they keep the exact same stuff in there instead of getting rid of it. Or
donating it to people that fucking need it down the street.
Yeah, they just keep it in the room, and if he ever needs more room because he ran out of shit, he'll just buy another floor.
So what was the lesson learned via this documentary?
Rich kids are douchebags?
So it just basically was showing the gap between them. It wasn't really to try to bridge it at all, like to maybe show the rich people what it's like to be puzzled.
Oh, no. It had nothing to do with that. Basically, what the whole movie was supposed to be about was what he and other rich kids were trying to do with their lives since they don't have to work.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
What was this called?
I can't remember. It was on HBO, and it was a documentary about that, though.
Oh,
but it was the Vanderbilt kid.
That sounds disgusting.
It actually was, because they showed one of the parts where
they at least use their money to do something badass. No. You'd scoff.
They had one where they were in a club in Southamptons. Mm-hmm. And the club itself was a 3-bottle minimum for the table. And the cheapest bottle that they had was $900.
What?
Yeah, the most expensive bottle that they would sell at the club was $4,500.
And it would
that was Dom Perignon and stuff like that.
And it was probably a $900 fucking bottle of Sky vodka. The way that shit is.
Yeah.
And it's
most likely it was just a fucking
to get there to reserve a table there. It's $900.
Well, if you look at it, no, that's one bottle. It's a 3-bottle minimum.
Oh shit, son!
So you're almost spending $3,000
just
to sit in the club.
Fuck that noise. That's for people with more money than sense.
Yep.
In my view.
Yep. So literally, the only reason that anybody would ever go there is to just show
how much money
everybody else in the area how much money they have. That I can buy 8 bottles tonight, and I'm going to be back tomorrow to do it too.
Yeah, and then you talk shit and get shot in the face by Aaron Hernandez.
That's what I'm saying, boy.
Boy. Clap, clap, clap.
I'm NFL.
Not for long.
Nope. Yeah, it was kind of funny because I was looking at that going, holy shit, for $3,000, do you know how much of a good time I could have? It'd be a hell of a lot better for my table than getting 3 bottles of booze. No and who the fuck brings that many people where you need to have 3 bottles of booze in a night anyway?
That is true. Well, you got to have, you got to rotate the bitches through the VIP.
Yeah.
So every bitch in the club gets a drink.
I bet you they're buying bottles of champagne, too.
Oh, yeah, you got to do hard alcohol champagne.
Fuck. If it's a night, I could drink 2 bottles of champagne by myself easy. That's pretty bullshit. Champagne really doesn't work that much on
proofage or percentage.
I think it's a little under wine, like 11.
Yeah, it's pretty weak.
Well, it's more than beer.
Gets you bubbly.
Bubbly. Yeah, I don't know. Not a fan, though. God.
What?
Just thinking of that. I want to go there and rob some of those fuckers. Unfortunately, they all have plastic nowadays.
Yeah, what's the deal? Rich people. Why aren't we... we should just go into the streets, hanging from the highest tree. New American Revolution. Storm the gated communities.
Then how are we going to get all their shit out of the lockboxes?
I don't want their shit.
I do. If they're going to be hung, I really don't think they need it.
Well, there's... Where we're going, Sam, we will have no need for their shit. We're going to a higher level of enlightenment. You're just staring at me like I just...
Well, we're going to be drunk all the time, or...
No. Conscious enlightenment.
A conscious enlightenment. Huh?
Yes, we're going to evolve to a higher level of consciousness and density.
Really
we're going to feed off of light. That's going to be our only energy source we need, sir. We're going to be like plants.
That would be kind of cool.
But yet we'll still be a conscious entity. Well, plants are conscious entities, though, as well. So, never mind.
To some extent, yes.
Oh, to enough extent where you shouldn't eat them. Vegans out there, you think you're better than me because you do not eat things with fuzzy, furry, cute faces.
Plants can scream too.
It's true. Heliotropism, that shows consciousness upon animals.
Well, haven't you ever put the blade of grass in between your fingers like that, and you can blow on it, and they scream?
They scream. I hear them. Trees, man. If they screamed,
the new enemy.
Yeah, if they screamed, would we be so cavalier about cutting them down?
No.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Well, they do scream if you're cutting one down with one of the fucking tree hugging protesters.
Yeah,
and then when it falls. Well,
what are you doing, man?
What are you doing? I'm over here, man. Kaya's not going to be happy, man.
Where do you think they got that goofy falling off the mountain type thing? Some fucking hippie falling out of a tree.
Trying to stick its dick in a knot.
Oh, splinter.
Chicken dinner. So I guess we should debut our new segment that we decided to come up with last week.
Woohoo!
You do not seem enthused at all. You're like, fuck, I forgot about it. Did you come up with any fucked up Floridian news?
Not at all.
Oh. Well, I came across one story that I thought I'd share with you, and it was quite entertaining, and we'll see if you agree. So, this lady, last Thursday at 1:11 a.m., the Florida Highway Patrol spotted a blue 2012 Ford Focus going 87 miles per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone on a stretch of 175 near Naples. Means nothing to me. Basically, as the driver later identified as Layla Denise Aiken, She slowed down to 83 miles per hour, and the trooper wrote in his report that she had her left foot and arm sticking out of the window. Then when she slowed down to 27 miles per hour, Aiken took off a scarf and held it out the window before letting it go, the report also stated. As the 27-year-old Orlando woman exited her car, she did a wide stretch of her arms, like stretch them out wide, I guess. I'm a really terrible reader. And I guess she appeared high, and the officer said she had like a lights on but nobody's home look. And when the trooper asked her to place her hands on the rear of the car, she instead allegedly knelt down and began to say a Muslim prayer. This chick's white as a ghost. But I guess she's
So
Muslim.
he tased the shit out of her?
No, surprisingly not. He did not tase her. That's usually how it happens. But then the trooper also wrote in the report that Aiken told him that she, quote, wanted to taste me and gaze through me. When asked where she was heading, Aiken reportedly replied, to taste the ocean, before beginning to sing and chant a short time later. Finally, the troop inquired if there was anyone that she wanted authorities to contact on her behalf, and she answered, Jesus.
Well, why wouldn't you?
And investigators found a green leafy substance in her car, which field tested negative for marijuana.
So it was one of the legal shits.
Aiken indicated it was, quote, sting needle, which she uses to make tea. 2 blood alcohol tests registered gave zeros across the board, but law enforcement drug recognition expert deemed her to be impaired on something. So how is that a crime if they can't find you with blood alcohol? They didn't find any weed. They don't know what she's high on, but yet what did she get in trouble for? That's what's weird.
I just want to know what she's high on.
Well, obviously something good. Well, whatever this sting nettle is. But I just thought that was really weird. She must have been all tripped out. She gets stopped.
Maybe she's just fucking crazy.
That is true. Florida is fucked up. That's why we have this segment.
You say it like we've had it all 13 or 12 or whatever it is.
And the first one was pretty fucking weak. Like there's going to be a next. Well, there will be, damn it. The first attempt at fucked up Florida news. Give me a break. You didn't even come with anything.
No, I didn't.
I give you maybe a break because you're on vacation.
You want to know a fucked up Florida story?
What's that?
I would honestly just have to say, well, there's a lot of them, but I'm going to pick this one. When we were down there the last time, and there was the fishing charter boat that we went on.
Yeah.
The guy that was actually the cleaner, when you'd bring him back to the dock, he cleaned the fish up and everything. He never came out on the boat with us.
Was he Mexican or Cuban?
No, he was, I think, a white guy.
Well, you were so tan, you didn't.
Oh my god, the dude fucking literally looked like he was leather. And he had the craziness to boot on the whole thing. I mean, it was just kind of one of those things where he looked as if somebody just left him out in the sun.
Which they did.
And he never came in, never did anything. Like, he followed the sun. Like, I remember just kind of staring at him going, I don't think this guy knows what the moon is.
And you just wanted to hand him a big tub of moisturizer?
Damn straight.
Like, here, put this on, sir. You need it.
Like, if you put a drop on his arm, his skin would actually go just soaking it up like a straw.
He looks like those girls do now from the 80s that just got suntanned and smoked Misty Slims all day.
And, I mean, when he was cleaning the fish, he just was a crazy old guy. Like, we were trying to ask him questions, and all he would do is sit there and laugh at us. Like a creepy laugh. Like, yeah, you'd ask him a question, like, so how long you been doing this? Whoa, man. So we asked him like 2 or 3 questions and then just backed off and let him do his thing.
Dude, maybe that's what Dexter is based on. He has access to fishing boats.
That's right, and he is good with a knife.
See? And he's got leather hands, so he won't have to worry about leaving fingerprints.
No, it's just, from the few times that I've been down there, that is a weird state.
Yeah.
You could. Well, it's just because everybody's there. It's like the retirement place and
ghetto.
Yeah.
And like a refugee camp.
Yeah, you got the
America's-
whole mix of.
It's America's penis. It is.
I think we caught something.
I know.
Because it's dripping something. I don't know.
It's like New Mexico's America's asshole. I don't know why I chose New Mexico.
I don't know.
Probably because Mexicans aren't welcome in New Mexico.
That is kind of an irony.
But hey, that's why it's new.
But it's not New Mexico. It's New Mexico, damn it.
Anglicize the shit out of that. Eating your jalapenos.
Oh, like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
How would you like a hypothetical situation?
Well, since you put it that way.
I'm going to ask you this one. Given control of all U.S. armed forces, how would you take over the world without deteriorating society at the same time?
What is the definition of deteriorating society?
Basically, Kevin Costner's Postman. Or even... Yeah, that'd be about it. There's basically apocalyptic scale. Like, you just can't carpet bomb and turn the whole goddamn place into glass.
It's really not any way that you could take over the whole world without doing something like that.
But with all the military forces, you just have to use a huge...
Well, if you had all the military forces, you wouldn't have to take shit over because you'd already own it all.
Yeah, but how would you get everybody to bow down and to pay all the money to you?
I played Dr. Dre really loud.
All day? What song?
Bow down. Oh, no, that's Ice Cube. That's Ice Cube. Never, I'm sorry.
No, isn't that West Side Connection?
Yes, it would be, actually.
Bow down.
When I come to your town.
That's going to be your speech.
Yeah.
You're just going to be like, bow down when I come to your town.
The whitest way of saying it, too.
Exactly. So, you know,
thank you.
You know, that's your answer. That you, with all the military might that America has to offer, you're going to play Ice Cube as in West Side Connections.
Really loud, and people would actually drop to the ground because it would hurt their ears so much. They would bleed from their ears. They would bleed. That would hurt.
That would. You know what I would do?
No.
I would use the chemtrails that they're already using and have the airplane spray this, like, coating of some atmosphere that I could project the second coming of Christ on. So it'll be like a global projection.
Project an atmosphere? How would you do that?
Well, basically, you could use a special chemical concoction to make a giant movie projector in the atmosphere that goes around the world, and then you could use laser beams and projectors of some variety. And
what the fuck book have you been reading?
No book. And you can...
I just made this shit up.
And I would project the second coming of Christ upon it. So
from your moon base?
Well, if I had... Yeah, because if I had all the U.S. military armed forces, I would use the secret space program. And yeah, they would just already be there. So it'd be legit. But that would be what I would do to take over without destructing society. And then have the... Jesus or whatever, because I would do it regionally. It would be all the places that are predominantly Christian would have Jesus. Buddha would be out, in the Far East.
So what would you do?
Muhammad in the Midwest. All the leaders that these people throughout the world have worshipped for thousands of years would be projected as like the second coming, and then they'd be like, this guy here, he's good shit. You should follow him. I'd be like, yes, sir, that
is me. This guy here, I could just see Buddha saying that. This guy here is good shit. You guys should follow him. And just having all of the Buddhists out there going, That's good enough for me.
Well, the Buddhists would be the easiest to pull it over on. And the best part is with Muhammad, you could throw anything up there. They don't know what Muhammad looks like. It's illegal now, to have that shit out there. They can't do it. But Jesus, do I make him white or black? That's the question.
Mulatto.
In Deep South, I'm making him white.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, on the liberal areas, he's definitely going to be Arab looking. I think that'd be a great way, and it would unite society. It wouldn't turn it to sunder.
Oh,
it would. Everybody would be like,
I don't know.
They'd sing songs about me. Jesus Christ is nothing. Jake is
See,
not.
you don't think that in this whole time somebody's not going to pick up the phone and be like, dude, you wouldn't believe it. Jesus was just in the sky. And be like, whoa, Buddha was too. Like the super gods unite, and all of a sudden it touch rings, and
then they'd be like, so Jake, what's the deal? They'd be like, well, you seen the Avengers, right?
They gave me all their powers.
That's what happened.
Because I'm Buddhist now, I can't use the powers.
Exactly. But I'm still Muslim, so don't fuck with me. So that would be my ultimate plan for conquest. To give them the savior they've always wanted, and it would be Jake.
Okay, if I had to have a plan of conquest, and you're gonna hate the first part of this, but that's because it is rather douchebaggery.
Well, I expect nothing less from you.
Oh, I'm just saying, you have to do this if you're gonna do it. I mean, this is gonna be the way that you could actually break nations without having to do any real damage to the major, infrastructure anyway.
Yeah.
You start systematically killing all the poor people. And when I say this...
Like feeding them to people?
No.
Oh.
Just like systematically killing all of them. Like executing all the poor people. If you really want to.
It would make it, give it more of a mass effect. And you could
the reason that you do this, though...
You'd make money off your domination, too.
The reason that you do this, though, is... Think about any country that has a standing military. Who's the one that serves?
The poor.
Yeah. So if they're already dead... Everybody else is just going to give up because they're going to be like, "Cool, yeah, I'm not losing my shit. If I can just surrender to him." You kill all of the poor people and none of the other people want to fight you because they're just like, "Oh, motherfucker, I got all this shit, though."
But there's still going to be a certain percentage of people, in any population group that's going to have a moral heart.
But what I'm trying to say
you'll be
is
able to weed them out.
Look at any fucking underground that happened, and it's not the kings that are behind it.
No.
It's always the peasant.
Oh, yeah.
They're always the one that's up. Look at what happened to Rome when it got run over. It wasn't by rich armies. It was by the poorest of the poor, and they were pissed off at how they were getting treated. And so if you take out the poor in the in the start of it, there's nobody to lead that charge.
That is
true. No matter how many people you want to talk about that are in like the upper class, yeah, they got money, so they can have the coolest gun and they can have the coolest armor, but they still only have one bullet coming out of the gun every time.
That is true. And when you have 100 people charging them.
Yeah, I mean, you take out the poor of any country, and the country's going to fall, because you're eventually going to get up to the point that they don't give a shit about the country, they don't give a shit about the people, they just give a shit about their shit as well as the money that they already have obtained.
Because they have shit to lose.
Exactly.
It's the people that are way on the bottom, the peasants, that have nothing to lose, so they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's the way that I would do it and keep the infrastructure going.
But if you eliminated the poor, wouldn't that create a vacuum and then there would be more poor people?
Because as being the conqueror, I would go up to those rich people and be like, all right, you want to surrender to me? It's going to take half your wealth.
So somehow you'd just have it set up with the feudal system and the class system, but you'd cut off that bottom, the biggest part of the pyramid.
There'd still be the class system, because you got to think about it just like any other army that's happened back in the day. My generals and everything like that, they would take over the new rich class system.
But wouldn't then the second tier be the poor and then treated like shit? And then
everybody just fall down a notch.
But then when they revolt because they're being treated like shit because they're poor?
Oh, but see, there's the difference. They would still want to just survive. They wouldn't want to fight back. The people that have something to lose, chances are they don't want to lose it.
So
and even if they lose some of it, they still want to grab the rest.
But with that logic, why wouldn't you just make everybody super rich and love you and complacent and fat, as opposed to just killing them?
Because you really can't do that being one country.
Well, if you
asked me the hypothetical question that if I was a country and I wanted to take over the world.
If you had all the U.S. military.
Yes. And you can't do that if you just have the military. How am I going to get them rich if I have just a military? I got to conquer shit just to pay my military.
By killing the poor.
Exactly. But if you just dropped everybody the tier system, the rich is now, instead of being the 1%, now they're back in the 99% with the rest of them.
Let's say you could either have the military itself or the budget.
Like the budget of the military and do what I want with it?
Yeah, or have the people and the apparatus, but not the liquid cash. What would you rather choose? Would you rather have the liquid cash to enact good and positive change, or just have the military might to rule and live out your dream?
I would honestly say I'd rather have the liquid asset, just for the simple fact that if shit did hit the fan, I'd be like, yo, mercenaries.
True.
So I'd rather have the cash than anything else. But if it came down to the question that you gave me, I believe that's how you could take over without actually taking down the entire infrastructure, because everybody would just drop one tier.
Yeah.
And it would be like a start over with a lot of death. Like, all the poor people would die, and the rest would just drop down.
That is true. But my only problem would be is if the second tier dropped down, you'd have to keep them at the same level they were at socioeconomically for them to be comfortable. But then my only problem is if they don't see that lower class below them to judge themselves against, they'll just think they're the poor and be like, well, motherfucker, why does he got that and I ain't got shit? And then all of a sudden you're in the same situation as you were before. That's the only problem I see. But my theory, fucking sound logic.
Yeah, but militarily, you don't have those upheavals because you have to, after you take a place over, you'd have to invoke martial law.
Yeah.
So it'd be the basic same as back in England. When they would conquer somebody, they would place a lord of the land. And in most places that they conquered, they would actually place a lord in each place that they put a battalion of soldiers. So, I mean, you'd have to do that in any place.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like standard if you're going to try to take a place over. You have to leave somebody there that's going to be the judge, jury, and executioner for that area.
Representative.
Exactly. That person is flawless.
Branch manager.
That person is flawless because he speaks for me.
Yeah.
So whatever his word is, that's what goes. And unfortunately, that's where you get your upheavals for the most part. If kings were smart and actually didn't allow their lords to have the power that they did back in the day, they probably wouldn't have had so many revolutions. But, true. I mean, fuck. Everybody that's seen Braveheart knows one fact that was true for a long time in English rule. That if there was a lord of the land, they could actually take first rights with a woman on their wedding night.
See, that'd be hard to live through.
I to this day, I have no clue how any man put up with that. I mean, to me, if anybody tried to do that kind of shit when I got married, I can't even imagine how many times I would punch him after he was dead.
Exactly. What do they call that? Prima noctura.
Yeah, something like that. Pre-noctura or
Prima noctura.
Madonna, I don't know.
Prima donna.
Yeah, it was something like that. But yeah, it was an actual law that they enacted.
Prima noctura.
That a law or a lord of the land had all rights to because what England was literally trying to do is they were trying to breed the other people out. They figured that if the English lord had rights to the wedding night,
it would be
he could knock her up the first night, and then whatever, then the locals would raise him. so they could literally breed the local population into being
So they can
English.
breed the Scotch out of the English Isle.
Yeah. So eventually,
That's fucked.
generations down the line, they would be more English than Scottish.
Huh. That's a devious plan. That's long term.
Yeah.
And that's why when people always think I'm ridiculously nuts for my conspiracy theories about the global elite families, that's a case in point is how devious those sons of bitches are.
Mm-hmm.
They don't play for their generation. They play for 15 generations into their lineage. This will eventually, the fruits will be ripe.
The reason that I don't get
For
pissed
the
off about those kind of people is they always get theirs. Their bloodlines eventually drop. It's
The Rothschilds have been holding pretty strong, my
yeah,
friend.
but eventually it will happen.
Yeah. Well, once we take them out of their gated communities and hang them from the highest tree, sir.
I would go for the Koch brothers way before I went for the Rothschilds.
But you're basically looking. The Koch brothers are nothing without the Rothschilds, because the Rothschilds
And vice versa,
own the
though.
Bank of England, which in turn owns America.
I'd say
Which in
China owns
turn-
more America than England does right now.
Well, in all honesty, no, the Bank of England owns China, as the Bank of England is pretty much going to be, which is the Rothschilds.
Well, one of the first banking institutions that actually made a international impact.
Yeah, because they're a global banking cartel. Not so much as a lending source, but a cartel, sir. Bunch of thieves. We're going to have to do a special show about the Federal Reserve in December when it's its 100-year anniversary of how they've enslaved us.
I do have to say this before we get off the Koch brothers and the Rothschilds. So
we'll never get off them.
If it wasn't for the Koch
bastards.
brothers and all the connections that they had, the Rothschilds wouldn't even be nearly as powerful as they are in this country in making law.
The Rothschilds go back hundreds of years. The
Yes,
Koch brothers
in
aren't
England.
new. But when did we get our independence from England? When? Maybe for a brief time, but we are still basically subjects of England.
I don't pay no tea tax.
Well, you pay it to the Federal Reserve, which is fucking England, dude. We did not win sovereignty by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, we did. They just gave it back after a while.
Yeah, I think she just gave up and was like, okay, we'll do this, and then we'll institute this later. You'll be good. Don't worry about it.
That's why they still air the fucking royal birthing and shit like that.
That's why that's what made me absolutely convinced of it. Was last summer with the Queen's Jubilee.
That just sounds funny. It sounds like an ice cream treat or something. The Queen's Jubilee. Like, ooh, I hope that has strawberries.
What's Jubilee?
I know.
Jesus, it has to. But then with the Olympics, and then the royal wedding, and then the royal baby, I was just ready to blow my goddamn head off. I'm like, because every morning I'm at the gym watching the mind-numbing Today Show, because there's 4 channels on the TV at the gym in the workout room, and so I'm just sitting there. This is like the most. It's the only one I can stand to watch because I think that Savannah Guthrie is hot, and I don't mind staring at her all morning. That's how I gauge the morning show. Hey, is this one hot? Nah. Okay, she's hot.
love it. I love it.
All right, I'll watch this.
Do they have credible news? No, but I just like to stare and see what she looks like naked.
Exactly.
I just have it on mute anyway. I
do.
just imagine if she's got outeries in her.
No, because I have, I'm listening to music. I have it on, closed captioning. It's on mute, so I'm just reading.
Oh, so you're just doing the old gross grumbling, like the old man shit, like, I bet you got a good one. I like it when you make your mouth like, oh.
I love when you make O's.
Bounce up and down for me.
Oh, last summer when they all danced Gangnam Style. Oh, yeah, that was hot.
Gangnam Style even, huh?
Yeah, they had that Psy guy on. And even like David Gregory was even out there doing the horsey dance. Yeah, meet the press. Wow. That's our White House correspondent. That's why the press is a joke in this country. They're up there dancing to a South Korean who hates Americans.
I don't know if he necessarily hates Americans.
I thought that was the controversy about him, is he said some shit about how America's bullshit and we're a bunch of fucking idiots.
So, what's untrue?
Well, that he said it.
I'm just saying, he called a spade a spade. If you want to get pissed off about it, read a fucking book. Maybe we should be more than 23rd on the mathematics before we can be like, hey, we're not stupid.
We're not stupid, man. I don't know exactly what he said. But probably had something to do with our political foreign policy.
Well, it's just like that Russian Olympic chick. I can't remember what she actually does or anything, but she was saying something about how homosexuals are sin, and because in Moscow they just made it illegal.
Oh yeah, I just saw that on the news.
Or not Moscow, in Russia, and so
well, in Moscow as well.
Yeah, they're talking about how this might affect any gay athletes in the Winter Olympics.
But it's not illegal for you to be gay. It's just illegal for you to stick your dick in another dude's ass.
Well, apparently the whole law has something, because the Olympic Committee actually said we need a
We're
clear...
thinking a boycott? They're thinking about it.
But the Olympic Committee is actually saying before anything happens on this, we need a definite, clear definition.
As to how our athletes are going to be treated.
Yes, of what the law details and what you cannot do, what the law actually states is illegal.
So are they going to be winter or summer?
That would be winter, I believe.
So, oh my, that's the worst one.
Yeah.
Because all the ice dancers, all the dual, whatever, the two-man
bobsled,
where that is, that should be illegal in Russia if homosexuality is.
And he fits aerodynamically inside the other man.
Exactly. I mean, the winter is the worst. I mean, summer, Greco-Roman wrestling.
Summer, they can hide it a little better.
Exactly. The wrestling gets a little homoerotic, but that's about it.
Gymnastics.
Oh, that is true. Rhythmic. Gymnastics. You
synchronized swimming.
That is actually a kick-ass sport, I think. That is tough.
Oh, we just rooted out another one, gentlemen.
What?
He's gay.
Hey! Not gay, I'm just in touch with my feminine side.
Now I'm wondering who Jalapeno Hole is.
Hey. Did I say 2 fingers?
Yep.
Better make it 3.
I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny, because when you heard her comment, it really wasn't totally bad, and I can't remember what it was word for word, but I think a lot of it does have to do with being taken out of a context that they don't necessarily know English like we do.
Yeah.
So if they're going to say something, it's going to be a broken sense of English.
Yeah.
So you can't take it everything word for word. Like, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, when they say something in their head, it might mean something completely different, but that's how they know how to put it in English.
Yeah.
It's like going to Germany.
So they didn't want to make gays illegal? They just didn't.
No, her comments is what I'm saying.
I gotcha. Sorry, I got
because she came out and she actually had another press conference where she spoke in Russian with an actual translator, where she was just like, English is not my first or second language. I'm sorry if I hurt anybody with my comments. I'm not anti-gay. But they made it so much that she was like, they were thinking about actually taking her out of the games. Because she was such bad publicity for him, I guess.
Wow. Huh. But they always try to foment that. It's just
a stupid thing that...
It's just a little political football for people to play with.
Exactly.
Like that whole Oprah thing. Oh my God. Where she was, they were racist. In Sweden or whatever, where this saleswoman in a store wouldn't let her look at a $38,000 purse. Because she's like, no, my manager has to come over and do this. It's just mostly for displays and stuff like that. Most people don't buy it. It's a $38,000 purse. And then so she like puts her on blast, like on social media, sell me, as the kids call it.
Jesus.
And it's like, oh, she's racist and all this. And I'm like,
no, she doesn't want to lose her fucking job. Yeah, because a dumb bitch like you wants to see a purse.
What I find more disgusting, Is that
You're
your
Oprah. Buy the fucking thing and look at it.
Yeah, it's $38,000 purse.
Yeah.
I think it was like some ridiculous, like.
It better be
wedding
made out
present.
of fetus skin. Most rare. You'd have to kill like 50 to 100 fetuses for that.
It should be aborted baby foreskin. Oh. That's the rarest skin of all.
Over 3,000 boys died for this purse.
Thank you, Oprah. You get a dead baby scrotum. You get a dead baby scrotum.
I wonder if it'd be multicolored.
It's got like all the hues.
Yeah.
It looks like the earth tone section at the bear paint store.
See, I was actually going to say before you did the baby foreskin comment that I'm still trying to hold my lunch down on that. That made me gag a little bit. I was actually going to say, now we can do something with all those girls that are born in China.
See,
it wasn't any classier than yours. It was just going in a different direction.
You went female, I went male. We were both heading the same direction.
Yep.
And that is why we do the podcast together, sir.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That is. I think with that ridiculous story, we should wrap it up.
Yeah, we're not getting any better than that tonight.
Yeah. Well, once again, I hope everybody enjoyed this. This is Cautionary Tales, Red Chair. Jake Jelinski.
Sam Regnick.
Come the revolution.